My name is Shadow the Hedgehog.
I am the ultimate life form.
And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man.
Alright, hey there, SR here, and today we are fucking with Silent Hill 2. So I'm going to try to be running through this game as fast as I can. Just fucking around with the free cam, I got it just under 2 hours, and thought, why don't I try to speedrun this? So I wrote down a bunch of notes on where to go and what to do, and did many playtesting, as in what triggers the next area, what doesn't, and kinda just fucking around and doing my notes, I got it down to 106. So trying to take it seriously this time. This is my 45-minute run, and if I get my lines a little better, I'm pretty sure I can get it under 35 at least. So as you saw, you can completely skip Angela, but you need to go to this gate and run all the way up. I cut that area out, we get the map. But Shadow's face is clipping through the map really bad, so we're going to switch him out later. But you run around the corner to this house and just zip right through. Also, quick note, I'm using my shitty old microphone on my shitty old headset that's over a decade old, so you're just going to have to deal with poor audio quality. And right there will be the car. I could have got closer on this, but, you know, we pick up the key, and we literally just run straight to the Woodside Apartments. If you don't run, it doesn't load as fast or properly, so you can't zip everywhere. As you see, it's still not loaded properly, so I do a little bit of a spin, which you'll see a lot in this. I spin back and forth, helps it load faster.
Disgusting black creatures, get out of my sight.
Kill a few dudes, and it's mostly loaded to this point, so we'll hop in. Now the map hasn't loaded yet, which I've seen if you get the map before the building properly loads. I don't know why, but sometimes it just glitches out the map. Which we're seeing a little bit of it here, but we're just going to run with it and go get the flashlight. One of the reasons my map might be not loading as fast as it could is because also my computer is a decade old.
Anyone there?
So we're going to sit in the hallway and wait for the door to spawn. It does, and we grab the flashlight. So now that we got the flashlight, we're going to go straight to 217 to get the gun. Look at Shadow freaking out. So now it's straight upstairs to get the juice, put it in the chute, and get the coin to come out. And I just want to note, on my decade-old PC, it plays this game perfectly fine. I don't know what XSplit is doing, but there's going to be some stuttering in the video and some audio delay in the game footage. I'm sorry. So now we run down, get the chute coin, and then look, the pool is right next door. So we zip over there and grab that coin as well. We're going to ignore Eddie's barfing and head straight to room 206 to get the coin in there. I've tried this so many ways without placing the coins, but for some reason I believe the key that unlocks room 201 is part of the map trigger. I don't understand it. I tried it every way I could, just getting the flashlight gun and then going straight to 201, and something in it just will not open the next map properly. So now that we got the key, we zip up to 201, unlock it, grab the handkerchief, yada yada yada. Grab the handkerchief again, because for some reason that messes up the next map as well, at least in my try. So now we can go through the door, and there is Woodside Apartments in like 5 minutes. Now I have in my notes to grab ammo in the toilet room, but I saw that there, so that's easier place to get it, I believe. So I might just have that in my notes. Either one I see, because the mods I have working, I need to get an ammo so that I can use the gun. I can't just make ammo appear. But other than that, it's unlimited ammo and health. So what we gotta do, go straight to the toilet, because it's close, go straight to 307, do the 304 valve, come back to 307, put on the valve, and get the hand. This is another puzzle that if you don't do it, you can't progress. So at this point I used the checkpoint and swapped Shadow out for Terrifier. He will be in the rest of this run.
Maybe I didn't try hard enough.
So now that we got another clock hand, we zip straight to the moth room, the M door, to grab the hand. With all the shit Terrifier does, I'm surprised he's a little weirded out at this point.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Alright, so we got the hand. We go straight to the clock. We open the clock, we put the hands in, and then we shoot down to the second door. And yes, my friends, that is a Costco hot dog save point. So as you can see, being down here does nothing. We gotta get to the other side of the door and trigger the cutscene. Alright, so now that that's over, we can zip outside and go straight to the hospital, but I wanted the pipe and to load Maria because sometimes her not being there without actually being loaded before the hospital can cause glitching and problems. So I run to the end of Cat Street, get the pipe, which is actually the greatsword. So now we zip straight to the hospital, and most key locations are black boxes, so they're easy to find. So the hospital's loading in pretty quickly this time. So how to get the hospital to load correctly? This is what I found that works. You run in, you see there's no items. You run out, you get the cutscene. Then you gotta run all the way down to the cinema. The doors aren't loaded, so you're easily able to run in, and then run back out. And then we run back to the hospital, and now Laura is spawned on the top of the stairs, but she doesn't do anything. And by now, the hospital should be mostly loaded, but for some reason, it's not. This usually works. I'm testing it out here. Usually, like I said, grabbing the map before it's loaded is bad. This was a semi-serious, semi-trying to figure things out run. So what we can immediately do is load Laura's cutscene, and then we run upstairs to go straight to Laura's second cutscene, and we just simply get out in the corridor, mainly so that I can just see where I'm at, and then go straight up, place the guy, and just wait for things to load. Once things are almost loaded, I can find myself a place to put down. And that part's cool. I'm outside of what I should be, so for some reason the map was black. I go back to a spot where I'm supposed to be, and the map comes back. So then we can literally just drop our guy straight into the cutscene here. So we skip those cutscenes, and we go straight to whacking this guy. He goes down with one good hit. I've got mods on, it's not usually like that. Skip all these cutscenes. One thing I want to note that in times in this run I'm going to have to disable the speed hack I have, but this is not one of them. And also we got Maria running in from nowhere. She should be sleeping, but we didn't trigger that sleeping cutscene, so she's popping in with us everywhere we go now. We wait for the map to load properly, and funny enough, signified by the bed disappearing, and head on our way. See, things still haven't really loaded properly, but we keep going, and I think Terrifier might be the only thing Ada's afraid of. So we can skip most of the other hospital by just putting the codes in like you can in the real game. So from here we head up to floor 3 to load a few things, then go straight down to floor 1. Just east of the pantry is a hole with the other mannequin tool. So then we zip literally straight up, and there's the mannequin. Now with the key in hand, we can go straight to the box, trigger the door, and get to the elevator. A nice feature here is if you don't want to listen to the elevator guy, just shoot the fuck out of the buttons and he shuts up. So from here, we take it right out of the elevator, zip straight across, and we can get the copper ring. From here, we pull a 180, zip straight across to the stairs, and go up. Director's Lounge for the other ring, and then we can go straight to the lady door. Now this part was giving me a lot of trouble. No matter what I did on a separate run, it seemed like this was impossible. The stairs were so glitchy and I had to keep like zipping down in them because the stairs weren't even loaded, but I finally found the bottom door. But in this run, they loaded perfectly fine. I'm not sure why. So we run fast as fuck boy before anything can even catch us, and we don't even see a glimpse of Pyramid the Tank Engine, and straight to Maria dying. And just like that, we're done with the hospital. Now, I noticed in this area you can't go straight outside. Maybe it's because it's loading slowly, but I just make it a rule of thumb to go get the key and do a quick save, because if anything, it gives this thing more time to load. As you can see, it's a bit fucky out there, so I do a quick save. I also think unlocking the door actually helps load parts of the next area, and it doesn't take too much time off. In one of my runs, I ended up loading both maps at the same time somehow. I thought it was really cool that the cars you see in the normal world are the actual cars in the other world, just fucked up. So back on track, again, you need to load Laura every time you can. I haven't experimented with skipping these parts, but so far, it's just best to load Laura when you can. So we zoom past the diner and head straight to the tunnel. Also just running right past Laura because who cares. I've tried getting to the other side of the map without going through the tunnel, it just doesn't load properly. Whoopsie! Didn't let it load first before I dropped my guy. Now it's loaded. So from the tunnel we go straight north to the payphone to load the park, and then head straight to the park. Now before I was going straight north to get to the tunnel to go to the park, and I was able to run straight to the statue, pick up the key, and not trigger the Angela cutscene. But because I zipped straight to the park, I got lost in some geometry, so I had to wait for shit to load in. But we made it, had to trigger the cutscene, but got the key anyway. This is kind of another imperative run moment where you can't just zip, because for some reason the historical society isn't a black box, so it's not, well, it's partially a black box, but it's not ready to be loaded. You gotta run to it and let it load, and I still ran too fast and it's still not loaded, so we for a little bit until it loads. Sometimes here the tunnel doesn't load and you can't just drop down, but it loaded. So when we get to the bottom, this is where we have to disable the speed, because if you drop in the hole with the speed, it can't load the next map properly. So there's two holes here, so we're just gonna leave speed off for now because it's a pain in the ass, and get to the second hole. Now that we're down here at Eddie, we can re-enable speed. I need to experiment with just zipping right past him. So now that we're in the prison, I'm getting the map because I still need to reference it. I haven't learned every single line yet. We go straight to the chapel, get the weight. We zip straight through the door and get the snake weight. We zip straight through the ox door and get the shower weight. We zip straight through the boar door and get the weight in the warden room. And then we zip straight through the bird door, straight through F6, and get the bird weight. Zip straight to the gallows from here, and put 1, 4, and 6 on the right of the scales, and then the other 3 go on the left. Get the wood, flip the switch, and I've seen that most of the time, the first noose on the right is the right one, but if you get the wrong one, just reload the last autosave, which starts you right at the statue, after getting the wood. Gotta disable run here again because there are 2 holes, and then we turn it back on. So this section I haven't really played with as far as I would think you actually just have to run through all of Angela's section. I am planning on looking around the map to see if I can cut straight to the end, but otherwise, right now I'm just running through all of Angela's section. Now right here I got stuck in the map. Usually I can just run straight through the area before the hands spawn, but instead I just had to wait for them to load and fly through it. It's also a good idea to save here as well. And once again we disable run to jump into James's grave. Alright, this is one of the best skips. I mean, there's better skips, but to me this is one of the best skips. We go through the meat door, and then we just say, fuck you, Eddie. And we just zip outside. Ta-da! And go straight to the boat. Easy. So the map took forever to load, so I just zoomed straight into some ground that I can see that I could actually stand on, and spun a few times, and it slowly loaded. So this is honestly one of the quickest parts of the game, even though it's one of the most crucial and one of the longer parts of the game. You literally just go straight to the basement, open the safe, go to the room, play the tape, get in the elevator, go to Angela's staircase, go to the TV room, and open the red door. It's that simple. We say goodbye to our Costco hot dog save points for one last time, and head through the door. Fuck you, Pyramid Head! And we go straight through the Mary tunnel.
What do you want, James?
I point my flashlight up and go straight to the ladder. And yet again I gotta sit and wait for it to load. And there it is, 45 minutes. Could I have done a hell of a lot better? Yes. And will I try? Yes. I don't have the bandwidth to stream this, so I'll just keep making little recordings and post the good ones. So if you made it this far and you watched the whole thing, well thanks! And I'll catch you later.